Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for the invitation to join you here tonight at the UK Chamber of Shipping annual dinner. I believe it's a special year for the organisation, as this year marks your 140th anniversary. I won't keep you long, as I know how seafarers stick to their routines, and you'll all be dying to tuck in. I'd like to start by saying how grateful I am to you as an industry for your continued support for tackling an issue that is close to my heart, the illegal wildlife trade. I'm particularly encouraged by your environmental resolution, which lists as a zero goal the deterrence and prevention of the transportation of illegal animal and plant products by sea. So, why is this issue important to you? You face many challenges in your industry, so why attach so much importance to the illegal trade in wildlife products? There are many ways of answering this question, but the nub of my argument is that ultimately, I believe that tackling the illegal trade in wildlife is in your interests as an industry. The trade undermines security, it fuels organized crime, and it robs developing countries of a natural resource that will contribute to their future prosperity. First of all, before unpacking these arguments a little further, let me first of all set out the scale of the problem. Despite recent positive steps by a number of countries, global illegal ivory trade transactions remain as high now as ever. Record numbers of large-scale ivory seizures are being reported. Poaching and trafficking in elephant ivory is at its highest level in 25 years. On the 4th of July 2017, Hong Kong Customs intercepted the world's largest ever seizure of ivory, with 7.2 tons found in a shipment of frozen fish. This one seizure represents at least 1,000 elephants, all 1,000 of them butchered only for their tusks. Like elephants, rhinos also continue to be poached in record numbers. Since 2008, poachers have killed over 7,000 rhinos in South Africa alone, 1,000 of which were killed last year. This equates to 1 in 20 of South Africa's rhinos. Rhino poaching numbers across Africa have increased for the 7th year in a row. At this rate, we will not have any rhinos left in the wild by the time my children are adults. This is a travesty and almost unthinkable, but it will happen unless we take action. The point about the terrible figures is that it is a cause for alarm for more than just conservationists. The illegal wildlife trade is a transnational, organized crime. The criminal networks who smuggle tons of ivory are very often the same networks that traffic arms, drug, and people. In fact, such is the profitability of rhino horn, there is evidence that criminal gangs are switching from their previous trade in drugs or arms for this more lucrative product. These gangs contribute to widespread corruption and violence. There is even some evidence that suggesting the illicit ivory trade may fuel terrorism and the kind of lawlessness that creates the conditions in which piracy thrives. Poaching itself has a destabilizing effect on regional security. Poaching has a high human cost. One ranger is killed on average every week in firefights with poachers. This is bloody, dangerous stuff, and it is big business. One of the long-term effects of the illegal trade in animal parts is how it robs communities of their natural heritage. The illegal trade stunts development. Communities across the developing world will never prosper as they should if so much of their bandwidth is consumed by the insecurity, by the corruption and the daylight robbery that the illegal wildlife trade represents. Unfortunately, for you all in this room, your industry represents both a central part of the problem, but also the solution. Transportation and logistics businesses, including shipping companies and cruise liners, are vulnerable to exploitation by illegal wildlife traffickers. With 50,000 merchant ships trading internationally and transporting every kind of cargo imaginable, the challenge posed in trying to stop the transport of illegal wildlife products is immense. The pressures on the shipping industry to deliver goods quickly are the exact pressures that have enabled the exploitation of transport systems by wildlife traffickers. Containerized shipping accounts for nearly 3/4 of the large-scale ivory seizures by weight since 2009. Shipping lines are used by criminals for transporting bulky, heavyweight consignments of illegal wildlife products, generally mixed with legal commodities in sealed containers. All this highlights not only the importance of your engagement, but the enormous impact you are potentially able to have on this trade. Governments continue to take the threats from illegal wildlife trade seriously. They must. The business undermines security, which is the prime responsibility of any government. Ministers gathering at the Commonwealth Heads of Government Summit in London in April will be discussing the issue from the perspective of security. And political leaders from around the world will meet in October at the London Conference on Illegal Wildlife Trade to discuss ways of eradicating the problem. These leaders have already made significant headway. China, banning all ivory sales last year, showed great leadership. Other countries are now following suit. In this context, we have a unique opportunity to highlight the progress made by the Transportation Task Force in tackling the illegal wildlife trade. We have made good progress since we launched the task force. Over the last 12 months alone, efforts by members have seen seizures of illegal wildlife products with a value of more than £500,000. We've seen 8 arrests and more than 20 investigations supported by members. All of this is thanks to intelligence gleaned from a wide variety of law enforcement and conservation organizations, and with which you, the shipping industry, is collaborating to great effect. If you are not already on the task force, look out. I urge you to be in touch and to join. It costs you nothing but could make all the difference. The task force is but one small part of the solution, but it is the one part of the solution in which you can play the greatest role. I thank you once again for the opportunity to be here tonight and for your continuing efforts and actions to stop the illegal wildlife trade. It is truly heartening that this subject means something to you all too. The British shipping industry quite rightly maintains the highest of standards across all your fields of work: environmental, safety, and innovation. You fly the red ensign with pride because it means something tangible about quality and about leadership. It is therefore hugely encouraging to think that you might also take a global lead on the illegal transportation of wildlife products. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish you a wonderful evening.